Hello again everybody and welcome to my channel, The Gentleman Reviewer. So this week I've got another wallet that I'm reviewing for you guys by the same one that I did the last time. So they're both Piboshi. You can see their logo right here. So they were kind enough to send me this wallet this time for review. Again, this is at a discounted price, so got to disclose that just so I can meet the regulations and all of that fun jazz. So as you can see just from initial impressions, they're very, very much the same wallet. If I flip them over, I mean, they're exactly the same. The primary difference is just going to be this clip. Whereas the other Piboshi wallet that I reviewed has a cutout right here for easy access to a card. This one doesn't have that and actually just has the clip. I think they could have included the cutout, but I mean, that's different. So whatever, it would make it kind of hard to open this all the time, especially if you had cash in there and get that out. So like I said, it's exactly the same as you can see from all angles except for that thing right there. So one advantage to having something like a clip is it makes cash a heck of a lot easier to get out of the wallet. Most of the time, so in this one I would always keep the cash and receipts and just extra stuff that I had in here. And you can do the same thing in here, but you know, then you're digging around in here, pulling it open to try to get the cash out of there, and it just makes it easier to have it available in a clip. One downside, as I've already mentioned before, these wallets are pretty big as far as minimalist wallets go. One of the other ones I reviewed when I first started this channel was the size of a credit card, which, as you can see, this is quite a bit wider and then quite a bit taller than a credit card. The other one I had was about, like I said, the exact size of a credit card, a little bit thicker, but that's so you could fit a couple of them in there. And with the clip, you can see it makes it almost twice as thick. If I were to take everything out in the middle, it would still end up being about twice as thick. And this one measured, it was about ½ an inch thick when I measured it with just a tape. So this one is going to be like 3/4 of an inch to an inch thick. And that can be a downside in your pocket. It makes it quite a bit more bulky. When I'm doing when I'm using a wallet like this and reviewing it for the week, I carry it in my front pocket. I don't always carry it in my back pocket. And when I'm throwing keys in there and just some of the other stuff that I have in my pocket, it gets pretty full. So, you know, the nice thing is with these rounded corners and the fact that they're made of leather, it doesn't dig into your leg like the Elite carbon fiber wallet that I reviewed early on in this channel's timeline. But yeah, it still gets kind of bulky, hard to get stuff out, especially if you've got smaller pockets. But overall, I mean, works well. So right out of the box, again, I noticed this one's pretty large. It measures in at about 4.8 inches tall, a little bit longer because of this part sticking out at the bottom. So only like 4.95 inches tall, not 5 inches, 4.9 inches tall. It's about 3.2 inches wide. Like I said, without this clip, it's about 0.5 inches. With the clip, I had a hard time measuring it because it's so far down. It comes in at about 3/4 of an inch to an inch, just depending on it. So it's made of 100% genuine leather. I mean, I don't know a lot about leather. I've had pleather stuff. I've had real leather stuff. This feels pretty good, pretty legit. One nice thing about leather, it's durable, it looks good, and then it wears well over time. I mean, you could see on this one, with pulling the cards in and out, especially on this one, which I use the most, it wore pretty well. I'll pull a card out off screen so you guys can't get my card number. But I haven't used this one as long as I did this one when I was reviewing it. This one was about a week. This one was closer to 2 weeks. So you can see it's still getting a little bit of wear. I don't know how well you can see that on camera. But these they wear well over time, and it's going to give your wallet a lot of character. So they are RFID blocking, which is nice for some cards because they usually have the tap and go. At least over here we do. And you know, that makes it easy for some scammers to steal your credit card information. And I mentioned in this one, you can hear the crinkle. That's what, on this one, they actually advertise that as that being the RFID blocking material. So I said in this one, it sounds like some cheap lining material, but now I realize that that's how they keep your stuff from being stolen. So that's good to know. All right, so starting on this side of the wallet, you just got the standard ID slot. One downside, which I don't know how there you go. You can see there's a lip right there, and then it goes into some fabric. So I guess my guess for why they would put fabric there instead of leather is it would be a pain in the butt to get your card out if it was leather on leather or plastic on the card and then leather on the other side. It would just be so hard to get it out. Downside to having that lip there though is then you're having to reach in there because your card, if it goes down far enough, which it does in this wallet, your card's getting stuck on the lip. So if they extended that lip just a little bit more and got your card toward the card was just laying over top of it, it wouldn't get stuck on that and you wouldn't have to dig in here, because that's going to stretch this out over time, might even tear some of the stitching on the sides. That would honestly kind of suck. It's a pretty decent wallet. So that's one downside. Same thing over here, as I said on this wallet. It's a bit hard to get stuff out of these side pockets, but they do hold a good amount of stuff, maybe three cards. Then you've got the cash section, or if you're using the clip for cash, you can fit quite a good amount of cash in here, and receipts, anything like that, something that would be hard to get into the credit card slots. Then right here, another one, I keep some just general information on that. So, you know, nothing too great, but some cards in there too. And then, so that's going to be the same type of pocket as you see over here. Then you got 3 credit card slots. These ones can probably hold 2. You could get away with it, at least on some of them. I don't know if I'd put 6 cards in here completely. That would just end up getting really thick too and kind of defeat the purpose of a minimalist wallet. But yeah. And then we get to the main feature of this one, the magnetic money clip. So you can hear, sounds like a strong magnet. I mean, it does feel strong when it's magnet on magnet. I had, how many bills would it be? 10 bills. They were 20s. And when I put them in here, it didn't hold it super securely, or at least I didn't feel like it did. Even going down to one bill, I mean, it still felt good, but when you're pulling it in and out of your wallet or in and out of your pocket, I feel like the bill would get caught on your pants or something like that and possibly fall out, and then you end up having to chase after your money. And that's just no fun. And also it just makes it a little more bulky. So this isn't my preference, but if you like having these clips, definitely a good wallet for you. So overall, I've only used this for a couple of weeks, for maybe a week, whereas I got a couple of weeks to use this one. They're very, very similar. They're made of the same stuff. You can see this one seems a little bit lighter in color than that one. I don't know if it's just a different hide that they use for this one. Probably is my best guess. But overall, it's a pretty decent wallet. I mean, it's definitely a bit large as far as minimalist wallets go, which is probably its biggest downfall. They run about $16, I believe, on Amazon right now, and they also come in black. This one I think you can only get in brown, but I don't remember off the top of my head. But yeah, great wallet. I think it will stand up the test of time. Like I said, I don't have a lot of time using these wallets. I generally give them at least a week, and with leather, that's kind of not enough time to see how well it's lasting. But yeah, comment below and let me know what you think of these wallets. Also, give me some leads on what type of wallets you would like to see me review. They're fun to do. It gets me out of the stationary stuff and gets me to do something a little bit different. So thanks again, guys. Hope you have a great week.